Good evening. Oh, wow, my voice. Good evening. Hello. Please reboot your voice before commencing stream. Also, camera, hello. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Sev, Dave, two other Legacy members. Dave is... Yep, exactly that. Dave is actually online here too. Hey, Stick. Have a good night. Aussie's here, Octogen, Delta, Tomorrow, Vince. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Vazu's here. Oh, Jen's here too. Hello, all good people. Hope you're having a good time. Yeah, just as good a time as these villagers are having. Yep. They're not afraid of anything and have never had any troubles, and they're just happy to be a part of this project. Yep. It sounds almost too good to be true, but yeah, there it is. Yep. Why do I sense disbelief? Hey, Rizzo. Hey, Pedro. Good to see you. How's it going? So first of all, I don't know. Some of them we had villagers all the way up here, right? So I guess some of them just like quit or something. So we're gonna start out today. How's this? This is good. We're gonna start out today by filling some in. I don't know about this guy. Did we ever figure out what this button does? I don't know. No. Didn't seem to do anything. That's weird. But apparently he didn't want to be a part of it, so I guess whatever. You know, we're not going to force anybody to do anything here. Yeah. Anyway, this guy's probably more cooperative. We got here it is. 4-1 with please not again. I have no idea what you mean by that, but like sure, we'll name him. Yep. Hello, hello you. There you go. Please not again. And yeah, let's get you going here. There he goes. See ya. Yeah. Should I think I might turn the machine off. Might stop the resurfacing of them. So they stop down there instead. That will mean that this guy will be at the workstation, so I will be able to properly, like, introduce him, get a... Ooh, I think Thomas restocked our emeralds, otherwise we're gonna have a fun time here. Yeah, it should be good. Did we get another one? I promise to behave this time. Do you want that with or without the quotation marks, Fazu? Let's see, because... Without, okay, so there. Very cool. Done. The Bandit 1604. Didn't we have one of those? I have no idea which ones are still in here. Wait, is that guy unnamed? No, he's placeholder. I think it's going to be impossible to see the rest of these. Because we can't see... Yeah, we can't see their name tag through the glass. I would have to actually... I don't even know what to say. Yeah, okay, Dave. It was still in queue in when the last stream ended, so I assume it got refunded. Yeah, okay, yes, it did then. I refunded everything that wasn't already on a villager when the last stream ended. Okay. We're gonna have the bandit 1604. Oh! No, wait, that was the guy. Okay, hold on. Dang. I'm gonna have to go get the other one. I promise I'll behave this time. Because I just double named this guy. So we'll do this one next. We'll just keep this name tag for now. And well, this guy's ready. He's as ready as he's ever been. And he will be happy to find his place in the great machinery of trading. Yes. It will be glorious. I can hear his excitement all the way to here. No, those are not sounds of pain. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Good. The reason I'm doing this now, by the way, is because there's kind of limited space for them here. So if I don't do this first, then they're gonna start, like, taking damage. I still need to research this button, I think. Pressed it quicker this time, but it did... I don't know. He left. Okay, we've done the bandit. Apparently we're doing Grum. Okay then. I mean, yeah, he got a very nice hat there, so I guess he's still willing to trade, so I think that's good. Are the rest of them all plains villagers? Did I see one swamp in there? Yeah, there's one swamp left. Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear anything? I don't know. Weird. Both slicedlime fan 421 and sliced lemon have survived multiple OSHA incidents. I don't know what incidents you're talking about, but they're still in there, so that's good. Yeah, it's nice. Nice to have like these streams where we can award multiple villagers with vacations, isn't it? It's great. Great. How are you doing, Singular? Amazon employee 128. Oh, I need that minecart. This is on purpose. Okay, sure. Okay, I need another one. Okay, we're done Grum. Pez villager number 421. Here you go, sir. And off you go to your introductory course. Brian TTS, nice. Now I think we're down to, down to only... Yeah, there's only plains ones. So we'll do this. No, we won't, actually. Never mind. Actually named my I got a robotic vacuum cleaner like a month ago or something. We named it Brian in honor of our favorite bot. How can I play with shaders? They look so bad. To each their own, I suppose. I'm not forcing you to play with shaders, but Judging from the comments I get on my streams, they appear to be popular, and people want to know what they are, so yeah. Hey, Lancel. Okay, so we got a bunch of them in here. I need to trade with them once. I'm going to try to grab a little more emerald to keep with me. Oh, nice. Perfect. So, I guess... yeah, we'll do that. Why am I carrying one single XP bottle? That's kind of horrible, actually. Where's my travel box? We'll toss this in here. And I think we'll get rid of... yeah, we'll put these in here. So much of it. Sure. That's good enough. I will have some space now at least. You can toss the iron in here and the redstone. What's this one? Logs. Cool. Even though I have some stuff, it's fine. It'll be fine. So let's go down into the machine. I mean into the hotel. And find these guys and trade. So that we can lock in their professions. So this guy has never traded. We shall buy 2 redstone from him. Best sale of your life, mate. What the... oh yeah, this nice hat guy. His hat is really confusing to me, but I mean, we're not gonna judge our employees based on their hats, so yeah. I promise to behave this time. And the novice here is outside of the window. That doesn't look like behaving to me. Here? Please, not again. I have no idea what you mean. Like, that's the first time we trade. And you? Are you still using Optifine? I have not used Optifine for a very long time now. This is a pretty old version of Iris. We're a little behind on Legacy, so as soon as we update to the latest version, then I will also go all the way up to the most current version of Iris, and so do you. I think that might have been all. Did we trade with you? Yeah, we did. Cool. That's that. Where's the exit? It's like here. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's do this. If only we knew someone who could log/fix the text overflow issue. I'm assuming it's logged already. Okay. My chat is reset its keybind again because it does all the time. So I can't even say hi. I reverted back for a little time and then I fixed it by making my own version of the shader pack, basically. So this is not actually complementary, like I keep telling everybody it is. It is like lime-plementary or something. It doesn't say, yeah, lime-plementary, which is literally the same pack but with one setting off.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we did that. We've got these fine gentlemen still in here, and we've got a number of them down there. And the problem we had last time... yeah, I have four carrots. Okay. Maybe somebody has the clip of that, or if you've... whoa, what the heck is going on? There was some lag issue, I think. Weird. Anyway, if you haven't seen the clip, or if you've not seen my channel update, which also featured this clip, basically, what happens here... Well, that was one part of... There it is. Hello, Ellie. I am... I'm trying to get all the villagers to go down here, right? And I need to go into this honey, because that makes them slide down this thing slowly, and they land on each other's heads, all stacked up nicely. this little section here is
Yay.
to make sure that the villagers, if in case there's like one here already, when one is falling, then they'll bounce back and
Yay.
go here instead, bounce back again, and go again afterwards. That seemed to all work out perfectly. Except one case. That one case was... Hey, do I have something useful in here? Not really. So, that one case was when one is in here and has started to slide down so far that the minecart is actually underneath here, but the villager still sticks out. So there's a hitbox here, but it's a little bit in. So instead of bouncing, that actually meant that they got stuck, like here. Which was fine, because eventually there will be another one to come along and bump them, right? So they'll be bumped in. The thing that wasn't fine was that they, yeah, when they ended up stuck here and then bumped, they would not get enough speed to actually enter the honey. Instead, they would just fall straight down and die, or at least take damage. That's what we need to fix today. There are plenty of suggestions to like replace some of these with chests, so that they would fall a little bit and then end up inside of it, and that might be good. But I could only do it for 3 blocks, because otherwise they're going to take fall damage in case there is a villager underneath who is like who's falling now. So we still need to. Yeah, I can't use water either. Yeah, there you go. So that's essentially it. Now, people were saying chests. I'm not sure it would work. It could work. We could try it. But the thing I kind of want to do first is I want to put, I think, a wall here to kind of simulate the problem. And then see if we can like use that for testing. 3 chests, 1 honey, 3 chests. The thing is, I don't think we need that much for it. What I was thinking also was one thing we could do is we could move this entire thing up by 3 blocks. And then we make exactly the same situation, but instead of this, it would only be 3 blocks of honey down. So that if they end up falling, or it might not even be 3 blocks. Yeah, it would have to be honey, yes. So 3 blocks of honey, they wouldn't take damage, right? They wouldn't take damage at all. Larger backflow that takes longer, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. We can't control the timing when they come in, so it might... Enjoy the free slime! I guess honey.
I had a little bit of an accident while trying to land on top of glass there to get you. I have to say, seeing the replay on stream myself, it's just hearing that slide going and you just being like, what happened? Extra disappointing.
Yeah, I commented a little later on that. That's just like, it's amazing how I still find things in this game that completely baffle me. Like, how could that be a thing that happens in this game? Well, apparently it does. Can I angle the rail down? No, I don't want to do that because I think that will make them stack into each other rather than on top of each other. So the question now is, do I try the chest thing? Because the chest thing is tons easier than the thing I'm pretty certain will actually solve the problem, because that involves moving the entire spiral rail thing. Maybe I'll try it. I'm gonna try, first of all, if we can reproduce this by putting a wall there. Hello, MindMax. We
If you
are
don't
building
mind, I'm
a
just
machine.
gonna watch a little bit and just hang around. I haven't played with you for a while, so I miss you a bit. So
Why am I getting the feeling that you're just like setting up a perfect like view for the next disaster?
perfect view for the next disaster. Have there been a lot of disasters?
I mean,
recently,
obviously
Mike?
there hasn't happened anything bad this far, you know? But
Okay.
I feel like you're just like waiting for something bad to happen for no apparent reason.
That's just like...
Oh, and
I feel like you kind of filled in a story here already that hasn't happened yet.
I mean, obviously everything just ended up solving itself perfectly, right? Also, somebody just mentioned that I might have minecarts in the ocean now, so I guess I should check that. I don't know. No, it's a squid. I don't see anything. I mean, that would be down in the ravine. No. I mean, why would I have minecarts in the ocean? That doesn't make sense. I think it's funny how Thomas is holding a totem around here. I mean, what do you mean?
Oh. I
feel like there's a lack of trust going around here. I don't know.
Let me just take off the totem. The totem was due to the raid farm that I've been running, and I like it.
Yeah. I appreciate the new emerald blocks. That was nice.
Yeah, have you used them all already?
I've taken one stack.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't actually even me who used most of them. I did use a fair bit.
Yeah, I removed the gunpowder filter, so now the thing takes more emeralds. It was actually just an hour that like I got this amount.
I mean, do I really want to do that? Oh, also, my voice activation is far too... I need it like here.
Like 6 stacks of emerald blocks.
Wow, that's a lot of glass. Okay, I think I'm just gonna try the chest thing. Really? Oh, I have these. Perfect. Do I make 3? I don't think I can have... Well, it will only be a problem if they fall down and land on top of another villager's head, which means they can actually fall down like 5. Right? Because the first villager will catch on that block, and it's too tall. Maybe 4. Maybe 4 is better than 5. Yeah, well done. Well done, me. And also, I didn't pick up enough for some reason. There we go. So we got 4 chests. Why do I feel like this is just going to be an unmitigated disaster? But... Would you want chests mixed in with the honey all the way down? I don't think so. How many was that? I felt like one double broke there. So this, two, 3, 4. Yeah. That's weird though, because there's one up here, and I think I've broken 4. 1, that one, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Maybe there's 2 in that or something. There we go. So, silly test just for myself. Please fly. Okay, interesting. So, I actually caught on this honey block. We have to do that. Maybe I actually want another one on top of this one. They shouldn't hit it. I guess I did because I'm not in a minecart, so maybe we just do this. Oh, is the audio desynced again? Well, I'll just run all the things that might fix it. So that might be better. I so need to go get a better capture card. Looked good for me. Well, then it certainly isn't gonna be worse now.
So to completely derail you a little bit.
Oh, that's impossible. That never happens.
Yeah. What's the exact issue? Because I missed like 3 minutes of the stream. What's the exact issue we're currently solving?
Let's go up there and I'll show.
Okay.
Or else somehow miss the entire platform. So this thing is here because when they come, sometimes they come to, because they snag on a honey block, they don't fall very quickly. So sometimes one is still kind of still around here when the next one shows up, right? So this powered rail is here for them to be able to bounce back and then just bounce here and go back in that case. So they don't go all the way back down and there's like a serial collision all the way and like, yeah, it could be messy. That works fine. Except in one case where the villager is here in the way, but has fallen enough that the minecart part of his hitbox is now below. So the next minecart actually like hits the villager, not the minecart before him. So that ends them up like slightly on the edge here and stuck. Like they don't bounce back for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like they don't bounce when hitting something that isn't a minecart, but that's how it is. So they end up sitting here. That in itself is not a big problem because the next one will inevitably come and bump them over so they fall. It did cause another problem though, because the force of that bump is not enough for them to hit the honey. It's only enough for them to like fall off the edge. So they actually just fall straight down and die. So that was a very convoluted problem. The belief here is that this, because they don't hit the honey directly now, will make them fall fast enough that won't happen. I feel like there's always going to be a possibility for it to happen still, but I mean, we could try it.
Okay, so I need to go in a minecart then.
No, the thing is, the problem only happens when there's tons of villagers that are all like congesting the chute here. So what we need to do is probably get all the villagers back into the system and then just like get them all up here again. I don't know that we have a better way of testing it.
Oh yeah, so basically the testing is okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we could do one first. It's probably a good idea, I would say. To see that it works at all and it doesn't just like get stuck on the top of the honey block or something. But then you could, how do we do that then? Well, I guess one thing is you could stay up here if you want to keep an eye on it to see that that whoever comes here is not going to take any damage.
Yep, that's something I can do.
Cool. Then I'll go down and try to get one villager to come up here, and we'll see what happens. If there's a minecart down there, just chilling on the beach. Good. What? There's a Oh, dude. That's perfect.
Huh?
Okay, I just need...
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's so good.
So, what? As one of my launches to space failed,
I mean, I don't know. The names just came from somewhere else. I didn't make them up, you know. I mean, oh boy.
Shall we make a? I'll make a voice chat group, by the way.
Oh, we could do. Yeah, good idea. This card is somehow mysteriously empty. I don't know why, but you know, it happens. Group? No, it's not group yet. It's trying to derail the conversation. Good one. There we go.
I was trying to think of a funny name, but I couldn't think of one.
I was sure that we had a bunch of like extra rails here that I wanted to use up.
On what I see currently around, I assume you found the extra rails and have used it up.
No, like we had like a stacks of extra rails somewhere, but whatever. I'll use these up.
Quickly check on the other chest. Whole place is a bit of a... Oh no! If the rails was from like a couple of months ago, those might have gone into a certain tower. Towards the Guardian farm.
Oh no.
Oh, no, okay.
I saw them like my last stream or something. That's not gonna work. It's almost like this like slope here wasn't designed for running a minecart track up. It's weird. That's gonna go behind. That's okay.
No,
Actually,
I'll tweet it. I'll tweet at Henrik about like the rule generation. It's just. I'll also start my tweet with according to slicedlime.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Maybe we'll just like use this part here. That should work.
I don't think I ever reached the point where you had to explain my behavior at your work. I also wouldn't be surprised if it happened. But it's a little worrying.
Oh, what? I missed one? How did I not power? Oh. There we go. He's back nicely into the machine that he really wanted to be in all along.
He really did derail the conversation.
I will admit, I did not expect him to have a villager accomplice already strategically placed with his own name. That was unexpected, yes. I applaud the effort.
So I had a question for Thomas in the intro where the hologram of Logical Geek Boy comes up. Is that the contraption that Thomas was making with all the redstone lamps? Yes.
I should be able to just put you back in. I have no idea what the health of this guy is, but we'll just, yep, we'll just go back into.
Please don't say you when talking to the Thomas the Space Villager.
What do you mean? Is Thomas the Space? My good old friend.
I feel like we haven't spoken for a few weeks, and I feel like I've been replaced. And I know at this point,
is this where we talk again about how you're holding a totem?
I'm not holding a totem. This is golden carrots.
Of course,
also,
you quickly change now. We all saw him, chat. We all saw him, chat.
You pointed it out, mate.
He had a totem. We all knew.
I have a totem.
Oh, do you mean you don't have a totem anymore, Thomas?
No, but I do have very shiny boots. That's great,
because I have.
If you see my shiny boots, they have something special.
Mm-hmm. They can run. Because like, if you don't have a totem, it's great that I happen to have a replacement Thomas right here.
Okay, one second. I feel. Okay, wait, 1 second. I got this. I'm gonna be way faster than you. Because I have soul speed. Whoop. Do you also have soul speed?
Of course I do, Thomas. Why would I have some crummy old boots?
Luckily I started running earlier.
Why do you clutter my inventory with this stuff?
Well, because anyway, somebody was complaining that I had a totem in my inventory. I also have 2 money blocks in my inventory.
I don't know why you think you need that. Anyway, I guess I would have already traded with Thomas. I have no idea where you went.
I hate this.
Hashtag blame chat. There he is. Yeah, I've already traded with Thomas.
Do you know Thomas? Who did that redemption?
That is like at least one whole stream ago, man. Maybe even the first stream, because some of them have survived. I mean, all of them have survived, obviously, but some of them have not gone on a vacation. Yes. Anyway,
I'm sure somebody in chat still knows.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably track it. I'm gonna make the stream work. Anyway, if you go back up and keep an eye on that that they don't take damage, then I'll send one up. How are you stuck on? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, is that that you have no idea, or that you, while stuttering a little bit, have no idea?
This might be a clue. You up there?
Yep. I'll go completely up.
Cool. Because I found a random villager stuck on the rail, so I can just push him. All right, you ready? I'm gonna try to get up there too.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Okay, never mind. You go first. Why can't I fly? There we go.
The launch countdown I expected.
Ow!
I heard something taking damage.
Well, that was me.
But it wasn't the villager. The villager's completely fine.
Cool.
And it seems to go down pretty much perfectly.
So the next test, I suppose, is to just send them all. See what happens.
Yeah, this honestly felt good based on speed, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the worst possible scenario is that 2 of them come directly after each other, right? I guess not. The worst possible scenario is that they come at a perfect such a difference here that they still, like, the first one falls far enough that it's past here, but that the second one still hits that. It's gonna get less likely but it could still happen. Okay, I'm going to go down and trigger the machine and then come back up, and we should get all the villagers down there, up here. What time is it? Is that setting or rising?
Well, it's pretty much noon. I don't think it matters.
Okay, cool. Oh, it's reset to be like the sideways sun. Dang it. Hate it.
Oh.
So shaders are messing with me.
That was so confusing for me. I just look straight up to the sun, and you're just like trying to decipher it.
No, it's like the sun is south for me or something. Alright, here we go. Villagers incoming. Well, that was fine. Oh, this is good. Okay, he bounced.
This is looking like a winner here.
Well, it's looking decent at least. The problem I have with it is that my analysis of this solution is that it's not fully like foolproof. Like, I think it just lowered the risk that this happens, but I think it might still be possible for it to happen. So I guess we'll just have to run it a whole bunch and see what happens.
Yeah.
And possibly maybe I'll just go down and trade like crazy in the machine, see that it keeps working, and then when we hit nighttime, they're definitely going to get stuck down there, and then when morning comes around, they should all come up at the same time. And we have more of them now than when we did before, so this will be a little bit of a stress test, and then we can keep filling in villagers too.
Okay, that's good.
Well, let's check actually. Do we have new ones? They're all plains. You suck. Okay. Let's just do this. Another day of his novice. Oh no. Okay, that guy. Oh yeah, the one that was stuck down there doesn't have trades at all.
Please not again.
No, right? Okay, the Grum just went past. That's at least easy to see, because...
Upside down.
Okay, nice. So we got placeholder back.
Does Grum still work at Mojang and stuff? Like, does he ever have moments where he gets sad that, like, everybody thinks upside down villagers are only dinner bone?
I've not heard him complain about it. But yes, he does still work there.
I don't know how much, on what level you are with him, but feel free to pass along the joke.
Is it, yeah, we're probably past restocking time, so that's why we don't get new ones. Okay, that means that in the morning, very likely we'll get all of them. A slow section earlier on the track might be able to enforce a minimum arrival spacing. Yeah, I mean, it's really tricky to say. Because, like, all of the things I have All the things I've designed here are like have made the reasonable assumptions that have turned out to not be true. Like, for instance, that a villager would either bounce or not. You know, either they will work fully or they would bounce. But no, they can like half bounce, which gets them stuck on the edge.
Any logic went out of the window once I realized that if you make a rail next to lava, you can get burnt.
Wait, what?
That was last season, where I realized how minecarts are.
Oh, yeah.
And since we're currently building with minecarts, I'm assuming the same.
Yeah, I mean, the combination of minecarts and the villagers surely is like one of the potentially least reliable things in the game.
Well, there's also the reliability of node blocks and wool above them.
Ah! This is a difficult parkour course with this double jump. Okay, so now we just chill until it's day enough for them to restock, at which point they should be starting to all shuffle up here in very close succession. Depending a little bit on if they bunched up or bumped somewhere down there, which could also happen. They can also sometimes be close enough that they bump into each other on the corners of this spiral thing, which is incredibly weird to me, but it can happen. But just like, oh well, minecarts. It'll probably be like a couple of minutes though, because they like to sleep in the morning, I guess. Work hours start a fair bit late. All the recent issues have been due to the minecarts, not the villagers, though? I wouldn't necessarily say that. But the combination is what does it, right? Because, like, if villagers were a little bit reasonable in other ways, then we could maybe get away with not using the minecarts, but... I hope we can... Oh, did I used pest villager number 421. I'm gonna mark this as complete. I've traded with them even. Hey, there's a swampy boy. Or swampy girl, who knows?
Yay.
Sam, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I probably missed like a bunch of follows too. I did, yeah. Half an hour ago. Here come the villager onslaught. Oh boy, that, okay. That was impressive. Oh yeah, go.
Oh, it still went okay. They were completely stuck, and it just went
that
okay.
looked really promising. Okay. Then I'm going to once again assume that this works now. Which I've done plenty of times before. And then the only thing that remains to do here... Wait, why are they... What? Are they really supposed to... Don't we have more? They look like... This looks like it's not all. Like, this is not more than we had at the start of the stream, is it? How many did I add? What? What's going on?
Give me 1 second, I'm just getting Rollercoaster Tycoon guest thoughts into the name of villager.
Okay, hold on. None up here. Okay, you're chilling here. Why are you chilling here? What? You're literally in the... It's in the tripwire, right? How did this break? Oh, wait, could we possibly be out of minecarts? There's only one, though. Like, No, here, you. Okay, so a couple of them have somehow gotten stuck now. Could maybe be... no, that doesn't make sense. I was thinking about...
deserved it.
I'm thinking maybe it was because the... we ran out of minecarts, but like, it wouldn't be this many then. What even? Let's go look at some... So this line is on. Let's find somebody who's stuck. You're stuck. What's the problem here? So you're there. This is off. What? It's off. That's on. This is off. It has a... That's on. So it should have dispensed. What? So... There's a cart. We're definitely not out of carts. Although, this should ideally be full. But, like... We can just make a bunch of new carts, replacing the ones we've lost, but... I doubt that we are, like, completely out of carts anywhere. That doesn't make any sense. It looks like they triggered. Why? And if they had triggered and put a minecart out, and they didn't get in it somehow, then the minecart itself would have gone out somewhere. So, it's like it didn't actually trigger this thing. But I don't understand how that would happen. We are definitely...
I need to look at the replay to see if when the torch turns on, there's a minecart going out.
We could. I think it will probably fix itself for the next morning. I don't see how we could have not had minecarts in so many different ones at that point. Let me do this actually. I don't know what time it is, but let's do that. Wait a few seconds. And now should be good. Then turn it back on. It is enough time for them to restock. So this should fire off the rest of them.
The villager I was standing next to has been fired off. So.
Nice. Yeah, here they go. Whole bunch of them. That makes more sense. I don't know why that happened, though. I've never seen that before. It can't have been unloaded, no. It really can't have been unloaded. That was 4 of them. Was there 4 down there? That sounds about right, but I don't know that it is the exact correct. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Yeah. Okay. So we need to get more of them into the system, and we need to unlock every single one of them. Thomas, did you ever figure out what the button does?
No, I'm so confused by the button.
This is like a particle effects. That's cool.
Maybe the button is not about finding out what it does. Maybe we need to give it a use.
You want to put like a note block thing next to it or something?
Yeah, maybe dispenser with some fireworks or something.
Yeah. That could be nice. And there is some sound going on. Maybe there's just a sound effect button.
Yeah, seems.
It has to have like particle effects and sound effects and stuff. I'm gonna need to go buy more name tags because like all my named villagers keep going on vacations. So weird.
Oh no.
It's nighttime enough for him to get stuck. Yeah, it's good.
Honestly, I think the last one is a bit rude.
Hashtag blame chat.
Work as a villager on this island is not as bad as being an Amazon employee.
This is probably true. Probably still true. Okay, I need to go down real quick and trade with the one that just went down so that he actually locks in. Where did you end up? Do I see you? No. Hopefully you went to one of them. Eh? There you are. Very good. Oh yeah, I need to... It's all good. That's not it. This? Okay. All right, let's see. What else now? There's not really much. Maybe so,
Well, that was the stream, boys.
Well, we need to chill around here for the entire time to get more of them, I guess. So that's one thing. Maybe I'll break this redstone connection again. Well, as soon as the one from down there is up, I guess, and then we get all... Well, it doesn't really matter. I can break it now. It's still not there, so we'll break it. Then we'll trade with all of these so they all go down. And then we'll get them all to go up in one go again to see if that still works as it should. Which is, of course it will, because, you know, nothing has ever gone wrong with this machine. It's a great machine.
No.
I'm surprised at how little this system fails, actually. I thought this would, like, malfunction a bunch more. Maybe it will malfunction... Wait, what? Who are you? Oh, is it still Dave ID? Doesn't have a trade. Okay. So once we've got him down there, we need to just go down again and trade with him too. Why are they looking around so much?
Once he's gone, of course, then yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's inconsistent whether they drop if they aren't locked in. They sometimes lose their trades or lose their profession when going up, and sometimes don't. I mean, there's quite a lot of this. It will be interesting that once we have them all unlocked and have them all in there to see just how many like XP bottles and stuff can you buy in one go of these before they're all locked. Or your inventory is full, I guess. So we need to go down. We need to trade with them again. The Dave ID one. Then we re-enable the system. Ooh, did I see a minecart there?
I picked up a lot of minecart.
Yeah. What's going on there?
Next to the cactus, it seems that the hopper is full.
The dispenser is also full. What? Why? How did this stop working? Let me just like. Wait, that's not hitting that. I could do. Uh-oh.
So do I need to throw the minecarts into the water stream? Yeah, that's
is it not
triggering.
dispensing?
No.
Why is the dispenser not dispensing him? Oh, it's not a dispenser. It's a dropper. Why is it not dropping them? It's not triggered. What? So it's this... Can I break this block? What's this observer observing? Wait, this isn't turned the right way. It's supposed to be observing the hopper here. This can't ever have worked. Well, that's why the minecarts aren't doing the thing.
Okay,
how do I...
So I can just throw the minecarts in the water stream?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a robot.
That wasn't exactly what I intended, but it did a thing. Why is it doing this now? Wait.
Did you make a clock?
No, actually. Yeah, there's none in there. Huh? Huh? Was there a comparator on top of this? Yeah, there was. So it was turned the right way.
Can you
I guess if there's suddenly more than one. Oh, so this doesn't really work either. So if there are more than one minecarts at once, then this will stall forever, which is probably not a good property of the system. So we can.
Throw me a bunch of emeralds. I'll quickly look for the one day villager that's locked.
It's Dave ID.
Lime.
What's that?
Can you come over here? Dave ID.
Yeah. Good. Very good. I guess we send all the other ones up. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Even happen?
It happens only when they're, or mostly when they are, when there's one that doesn't have a workstation. Like, doesn't have a profession. He'll start moving there, and then another one comes along and gets priority, and then, like, he ends up down there, but doesn't get the workstation. How do I do this? Oh, no, that was actually the rail. Okay. Can I not get up here? No, I can't. So this actually should have been this, so I could have seen that that's the rail. There's water under there, so that's not fun. To the north of the dropper, I can put a comparator. The dropper's there. So that is to the north. Okay, so that's what we had before. Can I break this? Yes, good. That's a little annoying. Can I break this? Can I break that? I think I can. Cool. So now I should be able to place this comparator in the most awkward way possible, which would be that.
Reading
Yeah.
out the name. Sliced lemon.
You could have a piston here, push it. Yeah, that'll work. Hey, wait, I had the observers. Yeah, I don't have the piston. Good. This goes there. Chunk. With this. That. That and that. Okay, I think that should solve that problem. That could be why some were left behind. It could be, yes. It's very unexpected though, given that they were like spread all over the place. I would expect the minecarts to run out in one part of the mechanism first, but who knows? Where's the exit? Help! I'm stuck in my own machine here. We can
following you for that.
Yeah, it's one of the corners, and it's really hard. Even though I left one on purpose, like it's really hard to see which one it is. All right, so now I've reconnected the machine. That should mean everybody just gets up and gets going now in the morning. I'm gonna grab my travel box.
Oh, the rail that turned into the cactus updated into a straight, apparently.
Oh no. Ooh, okay. We're going to break this. I guess it was from all the messing about I was doing down there. Where was I? What was I doing? Oh yeah. Did I actually put it back before this? No. Where's my travel box? Here. Sure, we'll do this. Just like that. Okay. Not this. The other one. Here. I guess I'm going to have to get rid of this water. Pick up this cactus. Place this, break it. Where did that go? It's in there. Fine, whatever. Put that back. And place this back. I think that's good. Do I want to do this? I guess I did so. Let's turn the machine on. See what happens. Actually, I kind of want to see how many minecarts behind we are. We could have lost any number of minecarts there. Oh, that one is empty. Okay. So we're at least, what is that, 6 minecarts behind? Oh, that's, so we lost a ton.
Do I need to grab some iron and go make minecarts?
Yeah, I've got a ton of iron sitting in a box for this, but I'm just trying to get a kind of a sense for the scale of the problem here. These are all full. So what would be missing would be the other direction. So we're probably missing like 15, 20 that I've seen this far. That's full. That's full. Yeah, maybe we try to... Is this thing visible anywhere? It would be visible from above, I guess. No, maybe not. Trying to figure out where, if we could see the water stream somewhere, but I don't think it's visible anywhere. But we could probably break into it and view it from above.
Does the water stream just go around?
Yeah, it goes in a circle. So when there are enough minecarts, we'll see it because there will be like minecarts just spinning around in the water stream.
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely need to make like. I would go for like something like 32 minecarts or something.
Okay, I'll grab a crafting table.
I mean, my inventory is full of stuff, so I'm not going to be able to fit many minecarts here.
Okay, I took a stack of iron blocks from that. If you have a hole where I can throw it down.
You can place them on this rail.
Okay. So this rail is wait. This rail?
Yeah, because that's what goes down to the cactus. Not the one sloped down, the one that goes into this hole.
So if I place them here and I push them over there, that's perfect.
Yeah, or you can place them on this slope and they'll go there automatically.
Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Let me make sure that's...
Not if you're standing on the rail, Thomas.
Do you want my help or not?
I mean, help and... Is that what you're calling it?
Stream entertainment.
Oh, wow. What did this just do?
It's me placing the minecart and you dispensing it at the same time.
We bumped into each other. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'll go down and see if I can tell if we're full or not. Where would that be? That would be like over here. Yeah. Oh, well, now I picked them up through there. Okay, I can't look without picking them up. So tell me when you're like done for the batch that you're doing, and then I'll step in and look.
Okay. I would say entertain the stream for a bit. Because I'm placing minecarts.
Well, you should probably wait for a bit, because we should be kind of okay now, I think.
Okay, I'm now gonna wait for a bit.
I'll let these drop in. That should be it. We should be able to see if they like rush. Yeah, they're going past. Whee! Yeah, I think we're done. Cool. So that means we can... Here. We can turn the machine on. Like, what time is it? Noonish? Oh, wow. Very glitch. Alright, I'll switch this on and we'll see. Wait. No, we have a new volunteer. Great. What's your name going to be? Let's find out. We had 6 name tags left.
Please be one of the roller coaster tycoon names. Please be one of the roller coaster
It's not.
I assume the queue is way larger than that, but...
It's...
Oh,
it's 8 6 left after this, so... Well, it'll take a while to get 6 of them, so... This guy should end up in a good position to actually... Wait, I didn't turn on the machine, no? So I should be able to trade with this guy first. Unless he walks down to somewhere that's taken, but no. He just beelined it to a new place. Nice.
Why not have a brewing stand that's where the place where we load the villagers in, so we can quickly give them like the first trade.
So we could lock them.
Yeah. Just throw them in there while locked.
Maybe. My impression was that ends up glitched out after a while because somebody keeps it even though they like mysteriously leave or something. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on and we should get them all up. So wait, do we have somebody who's like chilling there waiting to be traded with? No. Okay.
No.
So here we go. If you wanna watch the amazing contraption totally not break at all, you should be at the top.
But so far it hasn't broken while I was looking, so maybe that's what the last few weeks have been about.
Key. Thank you for this valuable assistance, Thomas.
Yep.
Okay, I want my spyglass. We'll do this.
That sound of the spyglass is always amazing.
That's great. Wait, what time is it? Is it actually getting dark? We might have just hit the time where they can't restock anymore, so...
Oh, well. They didn't restock at this time. Just,
okay, we'll need to sleep and then try again in the morning. Is this all done for content, for the suspense? Just so you know?
Yeah, Lime will start...
I really want kind of...
the suspenseful music, if that hasn't been started yet.
No. Let's see. Go quick pro and then zoom in. No, we still can't see the entire spiral. That almost does it. Oh well. Are you gonna sleep?
Yes, I'm.
Cool. Then I'm not. Then I don't have to go down from here.
Yeah, that's why I'm your assistant today. We're just like.
Well, I appreciate it, Thomas. Alright, so now we'll need to wait for like a minute, I think it is, before they start.
Are you drinking enough lime?
Oh, yeah. Stuck the landing. Very nice.
Yeah, fresh try.
The thing I guess we're checking now is, one, that the bouncing mechanism here still works, and two, that that they don't end up left behind down there again. That clip doesn't work anymore? Which one? Why would that have been removed? It works. Works for me.
To be honest, if I saw that clip for the first time, I would also say it wouldn't work. So just so you have to watch that yourself again.
Wait, which one? The shader clip?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it muted, so that doesn't really...
Okay.
This doesn't give much. The whole point is the audio.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a black screen. I don't know. Works fine for me. It looks perfect. So I don't know why that would be. PC's just too bad to run shaders. Well, I mean, the clip wouldn't know. Are we gonna get villagers? Should be about now. Come on. Did I not? I did turn on the machine, right?
Yeah.
I
see something moving. I see something moving.
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh, they're right on each other's tails too. I thought it was empty, but it was just upset. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is really a test of fire. Oh, they were...
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, they still... There were
What?
2 on top of each other and they fixed. They fixed in the tube. Oh,
yeah,
one
but
took
one-
damage?
And one got stuck. So that's probably going to take damage when the next one arrives now. Okay. And one fell down because it was like glitched out and then fell out and then... Yeah, it died.
Okay.
So my suspicion about this was correct. The chests make it less common, but they don't fix the problem. What's worse is somehow 2 of them ended up merged on the track, and when that happened, one glitched out of here and like fell down to the rail below, which basically means that that guy ended up taking damage.
I think I know what we need.
What's that?
In that multi-item sorter that I once showed you, there was something that shaked minecarts. It basically put them all on a single rail, and then it only dispensed one at a time, and that was like a live minecart, not in a dispenser.
Mm-hmm. So it was a way of unstacking minecarts.
Yeah, unstacking minecarts, which means they have a delay in between them, which means they don't bounce, which means they don't kill each other. That would also mean you can throw them in the water elevator and then just... At least I
No.
think.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
That one landed on
Well-
a rail, so I don't think it took damage. I am pretty certain that it can still take damage, because that's what we've had before. Like if you fall sufficiently far onto a rail, you do take damage. Otherwise, that would just be a simple solution to this, right? Just put a rail there. What if we put an open trapdoor here? Would that mean that they couldn't fall down unless they got so far enough that they would then hit the honey? It seems like an incredibly silly idea. But I guess that isn't really the big problem anymore.
No, because if basically once they get stacked, the trapdoor won't.
Now, once it gets stacked, that's a lost battle. This I was thinking more as a fix for the fact that they fall down and die here with the chests. This is a panda directly under the last rail. No, we cannot slope the last rail down. I've talked about this extensively now. If we put a panda here, like I guess we could have this be a glass block instead, so we can squish a panda up. I don't know. Okay, like this I think might fix the stuck issue here, but it doesn't fix the fact that they are stacked.
Yeah, and if we fix the stacked issue, I think we also fix most issues over here, because they will all have a quite consistent speed and...
Yeah, it'll be a... So, there's 32 villagers. Let me rephrase. There's space for 32 villagers in the system. If we just stack them all, they are going to entity cram. We could assume that there will always be 7 that are kind of a little behind or something.
Yeah, that's basically that's what I would guess. Yeah, once the first ones come in, the contraption should start dispensing them. Though, like,
Yeah.
there will never be 7.
Okay. Basically here, I'm gonna test this to begin with to see if that works at all. So we'll just like run a villager through this. Should be able to just trade and it'll come right back up. Hey, you're gonna like level up? How nice. Oh, that looked like you went the wrong way. Why?
Oh, I might have, while jumping around, fallen into the system. Okay, that's all.
We'll do a couple. And we'll see what happens up top when they come back. Hopefully we are not as now far enough out into the day that they can't restock. I have no idea because of this.
Kind of like the setup that went so horribly wrong. Well, I hope not, or I do hope. I'm not sure which one to do. Yeah.
It's not entirely the same, but it has similarities, I will admit.
Ooh. I only have golden carrots. I don't have popcorn.
It definitely isn't the same. I don't know. Is there anything that you could put on there that would be slimmer than a trapdoor? Might have been the same trapdoor previously used, but it wasn't in the same configuration though. They definitely might get stuck here. Yes. It's also definitely too late for them to come back up, so we can't see it. So, suspense. Would entity cramming happen with more than 12 villagers in minecarts or more than 24? It would happen with more than 12 because it's the entities that matter. And yeah, they count. Both the minecarts and the villager count.
But we could, between the different pots, could we increase the delay of like the daylight sensor thing?
Well, we could, but it's not. It doesn't make it consistent anyway. Because the daylight sensor is only one of the 2 signals needed. So I would not like to depend only on the delay in the daylight sensor. Can I please sleep? Okay, we're gonna check this, then I'm going to take my first break, because there hasn't been a pause reminder, but there definitely is time for the pause. Yeah, but I'm feeling about 5% sure about this working, and about the remaining 95% sure that this will fail exactly like the previous time, but, you know.
That's okay.
It's worth a shot.
So this has been your past couple of weeks.
This has been months of my life that I will never get back, Thomas. I should have done this in creative. I should have 100% done this in creative, but I keep stubbornly doing the, I'll just try one more thing because I think this will work, otherwise I'll design it in creative. But the one more thing never works because minecarts and villagers, so... Where is here? It should be time, right?
I'm expecting them to, yeah.
Should be about time, at least. It is waiting a little longer, but...
You have to.
The reminder's about 1 minute away, okay. What?
It is turned on, right?
It is... It is turned on. Yes.
So our redstone line light up, I think.
I didn't see you empty it from the last one. I traded with 2 villagers. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're both coming up. There's 3 of them coming up. Yeah. So this is gonna be fun.
Oh, let me eat a golden carrot doing this. That's my popcorn. That's another bad one.
What? What did he die from? Oh, because he was standing on the... That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Oh, I had to really hold myself back when you said, what did he die from? I really want to answer your stupidity, but like...
Just lime. Dude, I don't even... Okay, anyway. We're gonna take a break now. He didn't hit honey. Yeah, but that's so weird because he was like... He came in with full speed and then he just did whatever. He should have been like as far in as possible. Anyway, whatever. Whatever, dude. I am going to take a break, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, you might as well accept it and go grab snacks. See you in a few minutes. And, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a break from this project and do something else. I will see. Few minutes. See you soon. You can almost hear the screams into a pillow. I don't see what you mean by that. Oh. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that. 13 months. Thank you, thank you. I have an idea, Thomas.
Uh-oh.
The idea is let's do something else, actually. So I think we're good. Remember that that mushroom farm that I showed you, or that you kind of showed yourself, I guess, and that you totally knew how to operate?
Yes.
I could show that to you, and I've got an idea of how to improve it.
I'm curious.
Let's go check it out.
In case you're out of ideas, by the way, I also have a shulker of glass to place in the Nether. Just so you know. I don't think that will be interesting content, but...
I have streamed so many streams of me placing slabs in the Nether. On the fat server. Let's see, these would be in here, right? Yeah. How we don't have that much here. We have 2 stacks. Is there? How's this looking? There's nothing here. Okay, cool. So, first of all, let me show you how to operate the machine. So
Okay.
there's a dropper with red mushrooms here. So you just grab one of them,
Grabbed one.
and then you stand right on that carpet. You turn on the lever, and then you just hold down the right mouse button on that soil. There you go. That's it. That's the farm.
Okay, I have one question about the farm.
Yeah.
Why does it specifically give me 1 red mushroom every time?
Because that's exactly how many you need.
Okay, fair.
Like, otherwise, if you just, like, empty them into you, then you might end up with other... like, they might stack up in other spaces in your inventory and stuff. Like, it's just easier to just do one. Alright, so we already have, like, 1 section here. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh,
And- Yep, yeah. We'll do this. It does that.
Oh. Okay, so I've been left with 1 mushroom in my inventory, and after
Yeah,
your
you just
explanation,
put it back in the dropper.
yeah, disappointing.
Do you have some more complaints about the farm that I built to supply this build, Thomas? Like, I need my fortune axe for this, I think. Oh yeah, that one's lost. I need to go borrow one. But anyway, what I was thinking about was, this is not fully AFKable. Like, you have to stand there, and it gathers up a big box of mushroom blocks here, right?
Yeah.
So this is what you then just go and harvest. So when this fills up to push limit, the machine freezes, right? So then you have to go and harvest everything and to start it over, basically.
Yep.
But I was thinking about maybe it could be possible to make a place where you can stand with a second player and just like auto harvest all of them, so that it becomes like 2-person AFKable. That's my thought.
Yes. I'm wondering if it's possible to make it 1 player AFKable.
I don't quite see how that would work.
I'm not sure yet, but is there a way where you could stand in a place, you look at the puzzle with 1 hand, but you're also holding the breaking block thing? So blocks come in front of you?
If you could do that, then you could just... then you didn't need a machine, right? Because then you could just hold both mouse buttons and they would automatically farm.
Yeah, I've seen it done with like really weird wood farms.
I guess, like, what would that mean? That would mean that the blocks, instead of like pushing them away like this, we would have to push down so that they end up in your point of view. And we would probably need to, when it grows, it would need to rip the pods away so that you couldn't plant another one.
Yeah, but you could also, like, one thing you could do is just, if I stand here and the line just like did this place, the line comes back in here. Then I'm standing here, I'm right clicking the pod cell. And
Oh,
I'm
I see.
left
So you're
whatever block comes through.
But why are you not breaking the mushroom that you just placed then?
Good question.
Like that's what I come back to. Like if I'm holding a mushroom and I'm holding
Hitbox, that you can the hitbox of placing it's bigger because you can literally miss the block and place it.
Yeah.
We can also just do your idea. I'm happy to just do your idea here.
But the thing is, we would still need to linearize this. You're getting 4 blocks at a time, so you need to get them all into one stream of blocks.
Yep.
It's an interesting mechanism. Yeah, you can't use TNT because we need to silk touch stuff. We could use, well, we need to use TNT, but only for these. Like, these are the caps. So we would have to set up those to be TNT'd if we want this to be fully AFKable. And I don't have a good axe here, so it takes a while to break these. But that would also be good because that would feed the... Then you could like capture them and feed the mushrooms back into the system. The thing is, we could try to work on that system that you were describing. And we can do that, but then we should probably build an entirely new one. Because the thing I was talking about could be built into this machine. But if we're building then we're building something completely new.
Yeah, that's fair. So let's build yours, and well, if at some point we'll rewrite a block because we found a very creative way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do that. So basically, piston wall needs to go.
Would be possible though. What? No, I mean I still like this. I think it would be good if you can operate it without having 2 people.
Okay, so
and
option.
I think I think it's fine if we, let's say we just take a place here, because all of the blocks come barreling down this side. So if we have a place like here somewhere that's just like far enough away from this redstone to not interfere, and then we like have a place like here that you're standing and just basically mining up all the time.
Oh,
and then
then we don't need to have them go to one, because this works, right?
What?
If somebody currently is standing in a little hole here,
yeah,
that just,
yeah, we need a little hoppers and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's not a complicated thing. Hello cat. This is why I'm saying that my idea is fairly substantially easier to implement in this machine than yours.
Yeah, I expected you to make this into one line of blocks from 4.
Oh yeah, no, we don't need to because we can aim better with this.
Yeah.
Is there a way where you could position ourselves differently here so that we could do that here too? No, because the cat froze. Who's that? Joel! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. She knew.
Welcome,
always. Hey, Cosmic.
Yay.
How's it going? Good to see you. I hope you had a fantastic stream today, Joel. Well, how do we set this up? We need a hopper underneath you. I would say we very likely need a hopper in these like all the blocks around you.
Yeah.
Coming in hot after finishing roads and building a flower farm for Cosmic. Awesome. Do we have like a glowstone block or something out here that's a light source? Because it's very dark down there. I could... Oh, never mind. We have like 5 stacks. So to catch you up here, to everybody who's just joining, we are on Legacy SMP, and we have worked on a villager trading machine project here, and nothing has gone wrong, and no villagers have died. And we were just taking a little break. Then working on another project in the same area for farming up mushroom blocks. So this machine here is I can show it actually for everybody who joined. So it's a semi-automatic farm for mushroom stem blocks, which is one of those blocks that's just really awkward to get lots of if you're, if you want to build with large quantities of these blocks, because they're kind of nice textured. But yeah. So here's the thing I made for that. So we'll grow them, and then just give me a new one and grow them. And if I do this for a while, then you can do a few. Don't mind them, please, Thomas.
Oh.
I kind of want to show what the machine does, right?
But I want to show what we're going to do.
We'll show that soon. Soon enough. Soon enough. Anyway, that's probably good enough.
Hey, Cosmic. Yep, that's a Thomas to space.
That it is. There. Oh, I should put these back in here. There. So you do that for a while. What happens is the blocks get pushed out this way, and then they end up pushing out this way. So you can see how they've continued here. And this entire wall with pistons, when this hits here, will then start pushing them this way. So actually this entire room here is going to get filled with those blocks, and you can just come around and mine them. So you can sit there for quite a while until it fills up. The cap blocks end up going over here, so you can then harvest those to get some mushrooms back. Or like one line of cap blocks, not all of them. But basically then you just go in and mine them all like this by hand. That only works until this room is full. Then it's done. So what we're looking at now is we're thinking, what if we had a second player AFK like here, mining up all the time, so that whenever there are new blocks that come pushed in, they get mined and then picked up automatically, so that the farm could essentially operate forever in a fully AFK manner, given that you have forever many red mushrooms. Which maybe we don't, but we can think about that later. Are you going to provide additional tools to the player when they break? I mean, I don't honestly think that we will ever have many enough red mushroom that we will be able to run it for that long. I guess we should build that red mushroom farm behind here. So, I don't know. A problem for future slicedlime. Yeah. Remind me in 10 months when I break another right axe here, AFK. But yeah, that got me a stack and 44 mushroom blocks just from that. So we want to build like a big castle building up here with these blocks, so we need tons of them. So that's why I built this. And I don't think I've ever seen like a machine for these blocks before, and they're nice building blocks, so it's kind of nice. Thomas came here hot with an idea for how like a design idea for how you could put together one of these that it would be fully AFKable for one player, which I do think is interesting. I want to look at some point, but it would be completely building a new machine basically. So we're gonna do this first. I'm gonna raid and run. Don't worry about it at all. Have a good post raid whatever you need to do. So
course I understand, like, the rate I'm running. Like, if you didn't have to run, people would have likely streamed longer.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's this, like, courtesy thing, like, when you come in somewhere, you stay and stuff, but, like, I think most viewers don't fully understand, like, the feeling that you have after you have streamed. If you've streamed for a while, it takes some out of you. Okay, so what if we just, like, do... oh, that wouldn't work well. Like this. And that should be enough, I guess, because there will always be a wall of mushroom blocks here, so that's not gonna fall into that space.
Also one below the player?
Yeah. And that's why I dug this down one. So do that.
Okay, well, you're in the hole, I'll go test the machine.
Okay. I don't have food, so I guess I'll just stand here hungry and mine for mushrooms. So I'm just sitting here holding the attack button right now. I don't always play with shaders, no. I guess the big test here is, does any block fall somewhere where that wouldn't get picked up? So I'm picking up a bunch, that's okay. As long as the rest of them go into the hoppers, that's fine. I mean, we could even have some loss, and it would be okay. But if the
loss can be prevented by one hopper then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not if they, like, end up inside the pistons or whatever. It looks good from this far. Like, none of them have seemed to fall really far away. Okay, should we stop and have a look? See what damage we've done? Okay, I don't see any blocks anywhere around. I've got 42 of them in my inventory, which is a good number, and there's 42 of them in the chest. How weird is that? Okay. Alright. But yeah, to complete the answer to that, I play with shaders on Legacy most of the time, and in some other places, but I don't play with shaders when I run, like, survival challenges and stuff. Okay, so that was that mechanism done. What did you... Oh, okay. I mean, actually, we kind of wouldn't even need the chest. We could just have a space for a shulker there, and you would just put your shulker in. Because all of them lead into one of the chest blocks, right? Not at the moment. We could fix that. Let's just do that. So this should be it. Did I end up? That's facing south. That's right, good. So, well, now we don't have a way to actually get the shulker. So that's a little annoying, I guess. We'll do that. There. You can walk in here, we can put down the shulker. Now we're reliant on that beacon that they've put here. So we'll take this with the mushroom stems. I guess we would kind of need a shulker loader here, right? Because otherwise it's definitely not... It's not AFKable if we run out of space. Like, either we would need to have a loader, or we would need a bunch more space.
Then I would go for multiple chests, because if we're going to that level, we also need to go to the level of, like, it needs to be AFKable with one player.
I mean, I don't know. Sure, we'll switch it back. Oh no.
Nothing wrong with
No,
a
that's
little
fine.
wall of chests.
We'll just make like a stack chest situation here. There we go. Another one? Voided Main. Thank you so much for the raid. That is a name I do not recognize. I hope you had a fantastic stream today, nonetheless. And please let everybody know what you were up to. Okay, so we'll just... I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, okay. There totally isn't that problem where... Sorry?
Do we need a side entrance at this point? Or...
I think we just need some ladders. Which I know I have somewhere around. I guess it's up there. I played Minecraft. You could almost have guessed. But I mean more specifically. That's okay though. Where do we have our ladders here? There's too much random storage boxes around here. There are some scaffolding. I would rather have ladders though if I can.
I always like to click over.
There's
on
one
some
ladder.
rails. In this case, there's a sugarcane farm and a rocket shop.
Nice. Okay, fine. We'll just make ladders then. I'm also out of food.
Hey, go to the farmer.
I know. I'm on my way already.
Yeah. I'll need to replenish all this farming. That was probably one of my stupidest moments in Minecraft. That's honestly, like, yeah.
The fun thing is how I was somewhere completely different. I just saw the messages on my phone. For those of you who didn't see that, like these villagers used to be a whole row of like a couple of it was 3 farmers and like a bunch of others, and they had pretty good trades and stuff.
Yeah, but to explain the trades, this armorer guy, specifically like the trades to line up with the other chainmail guy. So we exactly have 2 villages that have all the chainmail leggings, and in these one, the farmers have all the stews. They get 2 random stews, and we basically found a pair of 3 perfect villages that can offer all the stews.
Yep.
Which is quite random.
Yeah, it's not great probability if you're looking specifically for that. So I get a message on Discord where Thomas sends me a screenshot from here, and he goes like, "Hey, did you like let a zombie up here or something? Did you see something? These folks have been zombified, right?" And I'm like, "No." And then a little while later, I get another one. So this stuff didn't exist there. So like Thomas is instead of like building a security so that the newly zombified villagers won't burn, has been taking screenshots and sent them to me on Discord, wondering what's going on and trying to locate which zombie zombified them and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it didn't end happily for those villagers, so now we don't have them.
Yeah, I just found them zombified. I was like, is this on purpose? But it was night. When they, like, turn day. It wasn't the purpose.
It wasn't
a great day. Yeah.
I should probably have that on the other side, right? So oh, they went into here? Yep. So, if you didn't see this is a mushroom stem farm. I mean, we can even do that now. So, the point of this is we want these blocks to build with, not because they look like this, but because they look like this, when they're not like the weird inside texture. So these are usually kind of pain to get, so this is kind of an automatic setup to get lots of them. And what we did now was expand it so that we can run it. One person can be in here running it, and the other person can be down here mining, and we get all of it like automatically. So it's like kind of sort of AFK-able now. Should we run it for a bit, or nah? We've done it recently.
I'm happy to run. One second.
Yeah, let's run it a little bit. See that everything ends up. So I'm like, Thomas is gonna be over there, essentially aiming at a podzol block and holding the right mouse button. I'm here aiming up, holding the left mouse button. You'll need to deal with the cap blocks. That's true. So we need a TNT duper. Sometimes. Are we actually out of bone meal? No.
I think it still makes the failed sound whenever the block is there, basically.
Yeah, when it's successfully grown one, but it hasn't pushed it out of the way yet. Yeah, but this is basically how it works. It wastes a bunch of bone meal compared to like maybe doing this manually, but it's so much better than farming them manually.
We're not lacking bone meal, luckily.
No. Usually, by the time you want to build your big castle out of mushroom stem blocks, you're hopefully not, low on bone meal. It seems to work really well, even when it randomly grows a bunch in a row. Oh? Okay. Alright. Okay, so they got stuck on the top of the ladder now. But it seems to not have mattered, because when the next ones get pushed over, they get pushed into the hopper next to me. So, I think it's fine.
That works. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you might lose the very last few when we stop using the machine, but... Alright, should we stop it?
Okay.
Yeah, so now I have a bunch there, but I can literally just toss the stack I had in, and then I can pick this up. And they'll filter all down here. Okay, so they're making their way through. And we got like 3 stacks and a bit from that. So that's not bad.
Yeah, basically if we have enough
so scuffed.
Of the red mushrooms, then we can just run it for like a couple of hours and be done.
Yeah. Given how much we need for this project, that would be very nice. Not have to do it all by hand. 3 stacks and 3 is what we got from that. That's not bad. Like how... Oh, no, one had actually gone over here. So I guess I'm just gonna replace a couple of blocks with more hoppers. There. Brute force redstone. So the one thing that it does remain, like Oxygen pointed out, is this stuff. These are all the stem blocks. And they need to go away at some point, because otherwise we're going to hit push limit on a piston here. The only reasonable way to do this is to blast them with TNT.
Or another wall of pistons.
But even with another wall of pistons, you're just going to extend the problem. Like at some point they need to not be there anymore. Hey, Han. And also, like, blowing them up would actually mean that you can collect the results. It just needs to... How far down? So I think they go all the way to the bottom here, if I remember. It's either all the way to the bottom or the second block up from the bottom. Which, I mean, if we made something that blows them up down here. We could just line this, like, whatever, this trough or whatever with obsidian. And then drop a TNT
basically,
down here.
Yeah, and we only have to do like a part, because like we can remove a bunch of pistons up top, basically. So we don't need to line the whole thing.
That's true. We could make it shorter. On the other hand, I don't know how much we would need to blow it all up. But yeah, if we did maybe a 5 wide thing and then blow a TNT block up in the middle, then that should probably be enough, right?
Yeah. But
the villagers dead yet? We don't talk about that.
So then we need a bunch of obsidian.
Yes.
We're a bit low on obsidian on the server, but there is a solution to that coming.
Yes.
We just need to place a bunch of glass. Oh, okay, no, okay.
I mean, we could do that for a bit. I don't mind, actually. We could also just sit and mine obsidian in the end, but I don't know if that's more fun.
No, I would rather be honest and say that I've about 40 obsidian already from my little garden that I did.
That's nowhere near enough. But let's do that. Like I'm carrying 1 mushroom stem.
Okay, and before I go, I'm quickly gonna grab some more food.
Yeah, I should probably do that too. Let me clear my inventory and stuff here. Let me sure. Did I have like nether gear here? No, apparently not. I'm pretty sure I had a gearbox that's vanished. Like I had a shulker box of gear that I cannot find anymore, which is really annoying.
I lost my redstone shulker for a bit.
Oh no.
I'm so happy that a viewer went, well, 2 viewers actually went back completely to look where I left it.
Nice. I got a bunch of fire resistance if I need it. Oh, and food.
It's not too necessary. Like it's above lava, but it's in the sky, and I already made the base glass thing.
Okay.
So you can just stand there and pillar up.
Cool. Let me leave some things here. You know, I'm gonna leave these name tags here in case somebody wants them, and I can always buy more. Do you have the glass? Or do we need to buy the glass before we go?
I have the glass.
Okay, cool.
What I'm lacking is a tiny bit of blackstone still. But we can build it without.
Okay.
If we have a blackstone somewhere, then I will happily steal it and replenish it later, because, well, it's a bartering farm building. It will have blackstone.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of glass here. Should I bring it, or is it better to just leave?
Just leave it. There's a bunch of glass over there. Plus, it needs to be orange.
Oh. I could go and look in my pile of garbage back at my temporary setup because I don't have a base.
Yeah, if you do it for blackstone, glass, I've counted and, well.
Yeah. Guess we'll carry that. I'm actually gonna make a new gear equipment box. Wait, that's my iron box. That goes in here.
Do you know where the ice farm is, by the way?
No.
Okay, so basically it's the south tunnel all the way to the end. And then there's a little sign, ice farm left. So then you go left there. And then once you find the portal, let me know, because it's just like, it's a 100 block flight from there, basically, where the barley farm is.
Okay, so I go to the portal, and then from there it's somewhere.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll just make this white. I'm sure I have one somewhere. But I'm gonna make another one.
On the way, there's also a beautiful test chamber, which is testing the core component of the barley farm.
Nice.
Oh, more obsidian than I expected.
I do have that. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll go. So do I need to go back to the Nether hub for this, or do I start here?
It's
Go
south
back, I
from the
gotcha.
Nether hub. Yeah. But if you exit the villager tunnel and then go south, you'll end up at the Nether hub and then at the ice
Sure,
farm.
and then keep going, yeah.
Yeah, which is the reason of my confusion.
Oh, that was weird.
And don't
So the
forget to
very
check for
end of the
blacks-
south tunnel, right?
Yes, and don't forget to check for blackstone wherever you can.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. I already forgot. Ow. I'll just go out through the main portal. Okay, where are we now? Let's see. Here, okay. This place is so nice. Love it. Did I need more sugarcane in my travel box? Not really. I'll leave that for a second. It's just like regular blackstone.
Yeah, or polished. Like, I'm building it in polished, which means I can
Okay,
do
because I got like a cracked bricks and stuff, polished bricks, but it's not that.
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Well,
Weirdly enough, you're
then-
the second one who to offer me that.
people rated bastions, I guess. Just give me a moment. I just have a few boxes to check.
Yeah, I've seen that place.
No mean comments, Thomas.
You're helping me. No mean comments now. I always do that after you help me.
Chiseled polished blackstone. Gilded blackstone. Okay. No. I've got 7. I've just assumed that you have checked community storage.
Yes, multiple times.
Okay. Well, I'll bring the 7. I mean, could just go mine up a bunch. That should be fairly quick.
Yeah, let's place the glass first, because I assume basically that I can later basically top it.
Is it easy to
add the top to it? Basically,
It's
you can
on
still
the top?
place the glass. You'll see once you get here. Let's just.
All right. Okay. Sure. Sure. Where am I now? Okay, I'm here. That's. Wait. What? That's not the main portal. I confuse. That's the main portal. Okay, good. So this way. Your ender chest? Ugh. Thank you. These corridors are so nice. This is coming together so nicely.
Yeah, I just have trouble finding my way.
It'll take a while.
Yeah.
Where am I? Okay, here. Best part about that is how I didn't actually need to place the ender chest at all, because there was one there. Hey, Akoi. Okay, now I'm on my way with my 7 blackstone blocks. Except apparently I wasn't in the portal.
Well, that's very good news, because I have 1 blackstone left over.
Very nice. I guess I'm continuing along the 1 wide path.
Yes.
Yeah, ice farm. Okay, cool. Oh, this isn't dangerous at all. Path Builder Safety Committee wants to have a word with you, Thomas. Now I'm at some slime block contraption.
Yeah, that's actually the Piglin Shaker, which is a completely Thomas to Space contraption, which I'm happily to show you a little bit.
The Piglin Shaker.
Yes, the Piglin Shaker.
Okay.
1 second, I need to grab some gold.
Yep.
Just at the new place.
Okay.
So
Wait,
you know
wait,
how
I should switch off the name a villager thing, because we're not doing villagers anymore at the moment. Switch that off. I'm going to refund all of these, as sad as it is. Or maybe we'll keep until the end of the stream and see if there are more. Yeah, let's do that. And then refund them if we don't have time to name.
So I needed a solution where I can give infinite amounts of gold to these guys. So I kind of didn't want to use any dispensers, because then you need to deal with the items, and well, I wanted them to be quicker than that.
Sure.
So I can just and in this case there will be 24 of them in here. This is just 1.
Sure.
And this guy does its thing, but then we need to actually get the items.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't want that in a hopper, because, well, there's a ton of items. So we do this.
Sure.
We just shake it out.
Hey, we got Blackstone. Good work.
So
All right.
the bartering farm will work on 4 of these. And there will be basically in this
24.
block,
There will be 96 piglins.
yes, there will be 96 piglins.
You're trading 1.5 stacks of items at a time.
Yes, you can literally throw a double chest of gold into that thing. And it's fine because it will be traded within 5 minutes.
Alright then.
Yes, so there will basically be 4 of these. And basically the block next to the slime, where the gold is currently sitting, will also be slime. Which means the gold will be pushed over to the next piglin box, basically immediately. Which then happens every 2 seconds for like each, well, every 8 seconds for each piglin box. Which will mean the gold will just go around until it's gone.
Alright.
And all the items will just be pushed out. That's the basic of my bartering farm.
Cool.
I basically saw all the bartering farms and was like, I want this to be faster and I don't want to throw all the items into the nether.
Yeah. I want a
like
piglin shaker and I don't even know what it's for. Nice.
So my life has currently been existing in throwing items in here.
Yeah.
Into shulkers. I'm gonna be a bit more lazy and not sort them currently.
Well, that's nice.
Yep. So we need to deal the gold back. And wait for the last. Go. Throw everything in here. And then we continue.
Alright.
So this is also the portal to the ice farm. Funnily enough, the gold farm was really close to the ice farm. So now we just fly a little bit north.
Oh wow, okay. Well, at least it's visible.
Yep, let's quickly remove that. There we go.
Nice.
So yeah, I wanted the bartering farm, of course, will be quite big, but I also, while building it, didn't want to be shot by ghasts the whole time.
Yep.
So you can basically see the pattern.
Yeah. And what we need to do is just keep placing this and shoot any ghasts.
Yes. So I would say for the corners, let's skip the corners because they're a little bit more complex. Well, you can place the glass in the corners.
It's not too complex. It's just a triangle thing. It's just a little more annoying.
Yep. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically the black stone I'll do later.
I have never held orange stained glass before.
That's
But hey, I got 20 blackstone.
not nice.
Here.
That's,
Now that's not it. This is it.
Okay.
Scrolling. It's great. It's great.
Oh, you also had 7 blackstone, right?
No, the 20 blackstone was a complete 13 that you got from that bartering and 7 I got before.
Now I still have 1 blackstone left over. Ridiculous.
You need you need a stone cutter. So this is 2. It's 2 on the diagonal. The bottom blackstone here is in the right place, right? Oh, there's there are no pressure plates.
Yeah, so there's some pressure plates missing still here. Unfortunately. That's
oh,
quite
these
expensive.
do exist. That'll be fine once we have the farm.
Yeah, that's basically I also needed crying obsidian and obsidian for the farm.
Yeah.
Mostly because it looks good.
Sure. And then it's just it goes outwards. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can do this. This seems reasonable. Oh, what I should do is this, of course. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, you know what's even worse? That I currently have light medica on. So like
Oh,
every
no.
time I step on a pressure plate, it makes the thing orange because like, oh no, this shouldn't be powered.
Oh yeah, it's just, you've got a
I
wrong
don't
block
understand.
state.
I don't understand that players are able to walk. I'm salty about it. Perfectly fine.
The simple solution, Thomas, is to switch Lightmatic off.
The simple solution is to complain.
Well, that is simpler, that's right. Yeah, they go all the way up.
Oh yeah, that was easier to build than expected.
Yeah, it's not bad. And so the top... Okay, so we go all the way to here before the first one. And then there's... Wait. Yeah, so the top completely mirrors the bottom, so we can go all the way to here, all the way up.
Yeah. Shall I do the edge of the glass there, so you know basically what the top is where it gets wider again?
Up to you. I think I've mostly like got... Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I'm basically following the
Okay,
shape,
yeah,
so you don't have
I
to...
see, I see. Yeah,
Yeah. So you don't have to guess about that.
sure.
But I'm currently
This is gonna
doing
be
it
super quick
until-
though. This isn't too bad. I totally did not pick up enough glass though.
Oh, that's just to slow you down a little, so you don't do things too fast.
Hey, can I? It looks very weird with this, like just looking down a lava, walking around, and everything is orange. That's it, I think. No, I had another stack. Cool.
Yeah, basically at that point it gets closer again. So let's...
Okay.
We first do this. Last chance for mistakes.
What does that mean?
It basically
It
makes the
turns
corner
in.
again. Yeah,
it turns in. So that's
Yeah.
that's just a gradient. Like that's easy enough.
I don't know how hard certain things are for you. Huh? Just keeping it simple as possible.
This is fine. Look at me. I'm building with blocks. That's the whole side. It's a cool design. I like it.
It took a bit to like it was hard to basically find how to cover the monstrosity that I made.
Nice. Yep.
But
Oh, I
also
should...
one thing that I really like
Oh.
about my bartering farm design is the fact that you know how all the bartering farms have like one part where you throw in the gold and then like another part where you basically get all the items.
Sure.
And I didn't really like that. So the place where you throw in the gold is also you have basically chests around you.
Good shot.
Which means I throw all the items up. There's a little chute that's in the room where you are, where you just every 8 seconds you just see a pile of items shoot up.
This snapshot video looks like another build. What's the deal, Lime? Shush you. I get to play block game. One more.
The first time that joke has been made. And it won't be the last either. I get to play block game.
A fair while until I start hitting the turning point, right?
Yeah.
Is it marked out? It's where the column ends on the side I'm walking away from?
The column, basically where the column ends. On top of that, the blackstone is, then you need to move to the side.
Cool.
I heard a ghost and I
despawned.
forgot to look around. Yeah.
I saw it. It despawned. Or went out of range? I hear it still. It's on that side though. It's like behind the fully covered side.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you kind of understand why I first built.
I have enough points, so
dome.
Well, that was quick. Enough points, so woo. Where am I? 2. Alright, I see it. Cool, so we'll build this entire way.
Yay.
This block placement almost got weirdly in sync with the music. Okay. This now is not the easiest to see, so I'm just gonna do this. A little anticlimactic. Yeah, maybe it was. Miro, thank you for follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Orange glass over a lava lake in the Nether really wasn't the most distinct thing to try to see the shape of the thing you're placing.
Yeah, that's why I added the blackstone border.
Yeah, except you didn't add the blackstone border. That's why you added the imaginary blackstone border, Thomas. I feel like this isn't enough blackstone to warrant the way we're doing this. I feel like it should be easy to get that amount of blackstone.
Well, basically the problem is once you place the blackstone, you get a bunch of spawning spots, and the pressure plate is like 2 blackstone, and like yeah.
That's fine.
I feel like that's like half the expanse here.
I mean, still. Don't know where it went.
I have more glass than we
This-
actually need.
Yeah, okay, cool. This glass ends 2 blocks below the actual surface glass level there, right?
Yep.
So basically here. This is the last one I should place.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. There we go. So then we are just missing the corners, which is a little annoying upside down, but it should be fine.
Yes, and the ceiling. I'm currently working on the ceiling.
Yeah. I'll figure out this corner thing. Corner business.
3 glass block to you.
Third. Wait, if I go. Can you see well enough on the Lightmatica to tell me if I'm placing the first block of this in the right place?
1 second.
Oh, yep, I saw it.
Let's see. I'll place the first corner block. I think that's the easiest.
Sure. I mean, I think I can do it otherwise, but sure.
So here,
Yeah.
this is your starting point.
Thank you.
Oh, that's painful. That's painful.
Wait, how do I thought I took so much glass, but apparently not. That should be it.
Yeah, oxygen, it's the border farm. Basically above here is the gold farm. So the gold will fall down. And then we'll have a little shulker unloader.
Yeah.
So you can quickly craft it up into gold ingots and you throw it into the border farm. Oh, that me almost dropping into lava.
I can't imagine how that would happen here. In this perfectly safe place. Wait. No, not that. This.
Oh, here one.
Yeah, it's behind. I can take it out. That was quite a good shot.
Didn't see it, but I'm proud of you.
I just had to say it because nobody said it.
Aww. Come on, chat. You have to say it in line. That's a good shot.
And this goes one block further up, right? This goes...
let me check. Yup. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the last level.
Yup.
Thank you, Oxygen.
You did think.
Another one across from me to you.
Oh.
That was... nice. There? This got really tricky to see. There's like literally no contours. But I think that's it. Oh, cool.
Quickly.
I did think, like, nice shot. Well, I'll take it, I'll take it. I don't know, it's weird building this.
Yeah, it's even worse based on what I see on your screen.
Yeah, because the shaders really mess it up.
Whoa.
Am I high? I mean, don't answer that. You say things and then as a streamer, like your brain immediately understands how that's gonna be used, and you go like, "Oh man, I feel how Dave feels now."
If somebody clips it and sends it over to Dave, we can make it a trigger fire.
You know, that's you know, that would never happen. Nobody would ever clip such a thing, would they? Undo what I said. Yes, exactly that. you really want the stream to go there. I didn't want anything, okay?
Look, Lime just wants high numbers.
Ghast on your level behind you.
Yay.
Nice.
I like that we both first missed and then both made a shot that would have hit it.
Oh, was I gonna hit it too? Nice. Yep. I was shooting from like behind, so I was curving the arrows over the structure and couldn't really see where they went. Cosmelon, thank you for the follow. Or is that like Cosmelon? I don't know. Couldn't read it as anything but melon. Jeez.
Yep,
you're a fast mover.
All done.
Oh, of course you did. Stop dodging. Nice.
Oh, I'll just
that
return
was like
to sender it while you miss.
Just like switching back and forth. Okay, well,
have you seen
next step would be getting a bunch of blackstone then.
Because we can fly up to the gold farm from here.
Give me a second.
Got it.
Are these? Yeah, they have flashy plates. Okay.
I could give you a second, but I already shot it before that.
Yeah, I started charging my bow too far in, so I was slowly walking to the edge to be able to get an angle.
So yeah, there's not much to see at Gold Farm currently, but I don't know if you haven't seen it. It's an amazing build.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It is an amazing build. But we could just go mine up some blackstone and finish this thing, right?
Yes.
Like, we just need to find some blackstone. Surely there's some reasonable biome somewhere nearby.
Okay. Yeah.
Where are we? Okay.
Fly this way and just see.
Sure. Like, it's either that or mine down until we find some blobs of it. But this should work. It's a little hard for me to...
There should be an old netherite mining cave should be close.
Just go down and see if we can find like a bunch of blobs.
Yeah.
If there is a blown up area already, that would be
follow
good.
me to the ice farm real quick.
Sure.
Basically, somewhere to our left should be a way. Is this the place down? Yeah, this is the place down.
Okay. Cool. In your Discord. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Oh look, Blackstone.
Nice. You take that one. I'll keep going. That's okay. That's enough shaders for today. I'm getting blinded by this lava.
I do have a bit of issues with like mining Blackstone for the farming farm, but yeah.
Whatever. It's a bootstrapping thing.
I feel like for every farm you build, you need the thing that the farm produces.
You just put it in to get more back. It's nice. So actually, what we're doing here is duplicating Blackstone. Makes sense.
Dave, new trigger fire just run.
The weird thing, I don't know how you made that clip or like where the border is or like the cutoff is, but I think it's probably more fun if you include the the moment where I realized.
Yeah. We were like, that wasn't the best thing to say.
That wasn't the phrasing you were looking for. How do you have any count on how much blackstone we need?
No.
Can't be too much. I've got 2 stacks. So...
Let me quickly. Oh wait, I can do the schematic verifier and then find that I need 136 pressure plates.
So that's
And
twice as many blocks, right?
yeah, so that's
272, which is
yeah, and
4 stacks and some.
yeah, something like that, and 338, which is
So we need like 10 stacks or something.
yeah. Let's
Cool,
just go for
that should
that.
be quick.
We need to mine a bunch more than like, yeah.
See if that's it.
Oh, this opens up to the next one.
Yeah, I dug through a tiny wall and there was like a huge blob on the other side too.
I was actually, we were like netherite mining here, and this is far out, I thought. But we found another netherite mining tunnel.
Yeah. I've done a bunch of netherite mining. No, that would be the other way, but far out too. But I guess people just go to random places, right?
Yeah, I was just like, this is my personal faraway nether spot.
I see. You don't really want the shared resources thing here. You're just like having this claimed little spot for yourself, your own mining. Never
Well,
thinking of others. That's the Thomas we know.
you're always welcome to go mine in the mines that I have. I'll provide
I'm
some
always
chests.
welcome to your netherite mine, I guess. Okay,
Yeah, I'll provide some chests for you to dump resources even.
Man, this blob was huge.
Oh, Lime, you might think this is fun. Have you heard of Pico 8? It's basically it's a fantasy console thing in which you can program in Lua,
Okay.
and it's super cool. But it now also has an educational edition, which is like it works in your browser.
Nice.
And yeah, just makes me happy. Be programming a little game in it.
Okay, I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 stacks and some.
Okay, I have 5 stacks and some.
We should be done.
Yeah.
I'm also lost.
Game over here again. Oh no, I found the way out.
I could go back towards where we were.
Yeah, if you do that, then
We'll probably end up in the lava lake.
oh, I don't see you.
I mean,
That's
this
the weird
corridor
thing.
should be ending in the place probably the other direction.
You're right. Are you in there?
Yo, I
there
see
you
you.
are. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Cool.
I keep weirdly glitching, but that's probably fine.
As opposed to the normal glitching.
Yeah, actually.
That's some sniper level.
It's just unfair. How did that go straight through my arrow?
Well, I'm not exactly Hawkeye, are you?
Ow.
I feel like eventually I'm gonna just encase the little bartering test setup in glass, so it will always be there.
It's like a museum piece. Like, and here we see the very first little setup. Okay, hello. You have to. Ow.
Lime.
Yes?
Are we destroying things?
No? Oh, well, ghasts.
Oh, you already fixed it. Oh,
Well, it's just the glass that can break, right?
let me see where the... Yeah, oh, that's annoying to place, actually. Okay, not too bad.
This is fine.
Yeah, I was first trying to stand on the blackstone instead of the glass.
And it goes up both the corner columns, right?
What do you mean, both the corner columns?
There are two blocks of blackstone visible in the corner.
3.
Like this. 3?
Yeah, it actually has
it's a full corner.
Yep.
Where does the full corner start? Guess we would be
basically
here?
one block above. It follows perfectly along.
It's like it's a diagonal thing there.
Yeah.
Cool. Now we gotta figure it out in reverse. That was less easy.
I'm just gonna do a nice layer by layer with the light medica.
Sure. It would be there, I think. Oh, this... Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, if that's too hard, you can also build the around place, basically the top part.
Yeah. Oh, wait, it doesn't go in there, of course. There's a bunch of blackstone up in the corner. Is that supposed to be there?
You probably mean a little shoot thingy?
Oh, is that what it is? On the opposite side from me here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the best example.
Sad that I put away my my spyglass now. It would have been useful, actually. Might as well just do this. It is, yeah, it's 3 wide.
Okay, I've done this corner.
And this would also be the same.
Yeah, so I'll just check your corner real quick. Oh. Let's see. Weird there, that's all good. from the outside.
This is fine, right? That's the blackstone that's here.
Oh.
So I'm thinking that we should start
Yeah.
placing the pressure plates on them.
Yep. Yes, I'm currently doing that over here. I'm also
Oops.
just now at this point. I'm gonna go into the all.
Click, click.
Yep.
I'll start here.
Oh no, I'm doing something else.
I'm running out of blackstone real quick here. I guess we don't have that much left.
Yeah, that's well. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're almost done.
Are these? Yeah, these are. I can't see them. Very nicely hidden against the backdrop. Here? Well, these are placed.
Yeah, I placed a few so you at least got the diagonal.
Oh, there is a glass block there. I'm just like it looked like it was missing. Sure.
Okay. Oh, there was one missing.
Nice.
Okay, so now I should be able to quickly do the little validator thingy in Schematica. And it says some extra blocks. It says few missing blocks.
I mean, you should be able to see them, right?
Yep. see. That's one there. And I assume that one has been shot by the gas then.
I guess I'll just leave you to this because I have no chance of this.
1 second, is that
Click,
even? I feel like that's wrong in the schematic.
Where is it? On this side?
Yeah, it's in well, I'm currently on the ground. It's in this
Yeah, I
corner,
see you,
it's on
but
it's a blackstone on the outside, and I'm looking at it, and I don't think there's a blackstone on the outside missing. So if I don't,
there's an extra
I
blackstone
think-
item here. Just chilling.
I think it's just wrong in the schematic.
Okay. I definitely don't see anything like looks wrong from the inside here.
Yeah, that's wrong in the schematic. Yep. Okay. So currently the only way out is
Is the chute?
a little cold.
Yep.
Chute. There will be another place, but like I'm gonna do that when I build the rest of the tunnel as well, because yeah.
It doesn't hurt that the only way in and out is that, right? For now.
For now, indeed, yeah. Now it is fine.
I'm just gonna leave the blackstone here in case you need more.
Probably will.
I really like this, like the geometric pattern here. It's
Yeah, that's
cutaway
fun to
cube.
figure out.
Yeah. It fits really nicely with like it has a very nethery feel, both the materials and the kind of shape. It feels like something that really just fits in the nether.
Feel free to add it to vanilla.
This is the newest structure. The cube.
I have, by the way, no idea
In the
who's
cube
being here,
game.
but I don't know if you've seen around here, but like there's just fire everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's probably due to the fortress.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this. No, we're not gonna immediately destroy this.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Did he actually?
Yeah. Of course.
You could just like dive into the cube and they won't shoot you.
Look, I've been building this thing for a bit now. That's not my default reaction at this point.
Yeah, well, just Oh, did they like break pressure plates?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I did not know they could break pressure plates. Well, cool.
At least. There's technically also 2 other blocks missing, but that's just where I make my schematic. I always at
Sure.
the 2 corners I add 2 diamond blocks. You're free
Yeah.
to provide those, but like, yeah.
Wait, what? Anyway. Glot. Thank you so much. Welcome, folks. Hope you had a great stream today. We're on Legacy. We're chilling in the Nether, where Thomas has just instructed me to place orange glass, and we have mined out blackstone for our blackstone duplicator, i.e. barter farm that's going to be in here and provide us more blackstone. So we went and mined blackstone to build a machine to get blackstone. Yes. But the outer shell is complete, so now we can just wait for the guests to come and destroy it. Stonks. Yeah.
Yep.
So this was interesting. This project is done.
Yeah,
Where is
like
this
the whole placing of the farm itself is not something. I'm
No,
gonna
I'll leave that
instruct
to
you
you. 100%.
Oh. Yeah, I'm happy with the cube. I'm gonna make a nice screenshot
Cool.
of it.
Yeah. Oh god, I got like cat hair floating into my eye.
As somebody who is allergic to cats, that sounds like horror.
Somebody who isn't, it's still annoying, but not bad.
Yay.
Alright, now what? So for a little bit of history, I've been building this machine for a very long time on the server. It involves bulk trading with villagers, and I keep running into more and more edge cases and problems with it, where maybe just some villagers might have died, maybe. You know, I don't know, maybe. And yeah, I just kind of gave up on it for today's stream, because we found yet another case where the mine carts and villagers behaved incredibly erratic, and yeah, that's just it. Do I have durability? I do. Alright, well, thank you, Thomas. That was fun. I guess I'll head back over and do something else now.
Yeah, do you know the way back?
Yep.
Oh, hi. I hear you.
Hello. Hey, Dave's
Hold
back.
on,
This don't fly and chat is the new, like, don't SMS while you're driving. Nice. Just let me through.
Yeah, I think I am gonna leave you though.
Alright.
Because I need sleep and those kind of things. So it's just,
Oh, those kind of
human
things.
Stuff. Yeah. Based on what I hear from you, you haven't really heard about it, but like, yeah.
I don't do the human thing. That machine that had yeeted villages yeeted from great heights. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
But yeah, have a wonderful stream.
thank you. See you later, Thomas. I'll leave the voice group so that I can actually be heard on the server itself. Why is this telling me that there's monsters about? I don't like that. Oh, there's a skeleton out here somewhere. Where are you chilling, Skelly boy? You let me sleep now? It's like there is some mob in here somewhere in the cave. Alright, whatever. Do I know where there's a bed? I don't. Well, let's go all the way over to the village here then. Is there a bed up here? No. Yes, that machine, if you have to be that way. There was a crafting table? Oh yeah, crafting table looking bandits getting lazy. I don't know what that's about. Okay, I'm actually out of the nether, so I can switch my shaders back on. Because they are very nice, especially in this area. Like, there's a lot of places around here that look really cool. And apparently I also get 4 FPS, but that's fine. But yeah, this place is evolving into a really nice place. Okay, fine. So what time is it? It's 11:30 here, so I can't do too much more. I might make a stab at that. What? I'm sorry, what? Did I see one more? Yeah. Alright. Sure. Are we chickening it up for Easter or something? I guess. I haven't seen those before. In all the shadery glory. Oh, I'm just burning rockets like nobody's business here. That's very nice with shaders. I can catch you up a little bit of... Welcome to the PowerPoint presentation. Sure, yeah. Which way am I looking now? Is this... Yeah, this is where I want to go. So there are a couple of things with this project. I can show you a little bit about what's gone wrong lately. I think there's literally no way that I can't just, like... Come on. That I can't, like, keep doing what I've been doing, which is essentially design the whole thing and experiment in survival and stuff. Like, I just can't. I have to go into creative and just tinker until it works, because... Yeah, it's just not... It's not budging. It really isn't. Basically... This machine, the current iteration, how it looks now, it kind of works, but the edge cases make it not work. And what the problem with that is that the edge cases actually kill the villagers, which is the problem. But the core idea here is they're chilling here, right, in this stack of villagers, and it's a machine that is meant for trading with in bulk. So these are all clerics. And there's supposed to be 32 of them, and you're supposed to just trade with one. XP travels over this pressure plate, which switches them out. Let me go... I can demo this, actually. Problems only happen when there are a bunch of them that are ready in the morning, so it's fine. We'll do like a few here. So basically... the core idea is we have a trading hall normally over there for like, I want to go and get a bunch of enchanted books or whatever. But this is for like, essentially I want to buy lots of redstone, but we don't need that because we have a raid farm. But this is the reason we have clerics here is because we want to buy enormous quantities of XP bottles. But let's say I trade with this guy. System automatically pushes him away, and then I get the next one. So that's why. The problem I'm having with it is I'm now on like my 5th iteration of the system to get them back. Where in the heck did I end up? Okay, here. To get them back into the stack safely. So the idea is they need to hit this honey to fall down. And they will end up on top of each other's heads, basically. I should not be here. Because this guy's coming back up. So he's gonna just smash off the edge into the chest, and now he's gliding slowly down the honey, which is very slurp, slurp, slurp. Yeah, it's a pest dispenser, basically. What's that? Wait, give me a second. Oh, okay. Never mind. My phone was reminding me of something that happens tomorrow, but refusing to say what. So basically, this all works perfectly fine until there's tons of villagers that want to go. Well, there are two problems, actually. I think we can solve one, but not the other at the moment. I feel like it just needs Panda Tech to solve. We tried that. One desperate moment I tried using pandas as a bumper mechanism for it. It didn't work. But anyway, the one problem I have is when multiple of them come here at once. This little system is here for having the second one bounce back to just go here and then try again. And it mostly works. The time it fails is when the villager that's here has fallen, but not fallen enough so that the next one can fit. But fallen enough that the minecart is below. So the next minecart bumps into the hitbox of the villager, not the minecart. And then it gets stuck here. And when it gets stuck here, it's just going to like slightly sit here over the edge and just chill. The next one comes around, bumps it, so it falls down. But it just doesn't bump it hard enough so that it actually ends up touching the honey, which means it falls and dies. That's one problem. The other problem is sometimes, somewhere along the way in the system below, 2 minecarts can stack. And when that happens, when they get up here, one is just absolutely yeeted off the edge. Like, so, I don't know. Yeah. That's the second problem. That's a little harder to solve. And currently, I'm thinking that I'm probably, so this is the second approach, this spiral rail. The first approach was a bubble column up, but I couldn't consistently dismount them from the bubble column onto another onto a new rail, because that's what was needed. Dave knows. We went and got pandas together. It was great. We had a good old time, and there were definitely no accusations of Dave doing any harm to pandas. You know, maybe you can set up walls to avoid the yeeting, maybe, but like the yeeting isn't really the problem. The problem is that there's 2 of them stacked up. But yeah, Thomas had some idea of essentially a mechanism for stacking up villagers and then separating them one at a time. So yeah, I think that I'm just gonna experiment with that in creative, so that I end up with a design that I know works, because I've built this whole system like 6-7 times now, and it's fun because it, you know, we get it to kind of work, but then now I've kind of had enough of having something that just almost works. Like the core of the system really works. Like the thing that maybe took the most time to figure out, except this minecart business, it was this section, which is a big open space with like little rooms to the side, which is the way to figure out how to get them to restock in a detectable manner, basically. Thank you, Octage. Was that now or before? The chat does enjoy the whole villagers doing things aspect of this. Where's the exit? Here. So anyway, this is kind of I didn't want to continue today after this yet another idea failed and we discovered yet another problem. Not easily, 421. Not easily. So then we've been working on this thing, which is a... Oh, I should have brought the axe down. This is a semi-automatic mushroom stem farm. So we want to get lots of these blocks to be able to build with them. And I came up with this thing that basically takes them and pushes them all out here so they can all be like made into a big cube, and then you can come here and mine them. And then today we made this little addition to it so we can have a second player AFKing down there for automatically harvesting them too. And Thomas had an interesting concept here that we should be able to do essentially this again, but basically serialize the output from it, and that would let us possibly build it in such a way that it could be completely AFKable. And yeah, we also have a piece here left to do with we need a TNT duper and to take care of these blocks. So that would be a fun project to look at, but I don't think I want to start that at 11:30 in the evening. But basically, if you wonder how this works, let me just break a couple of these. Actually, you just get one mushroom from it. Perfect. Then essentially, the idea here is flip it on. You just stand here and you hold. You don't have a shield, and you hold. Right click on this, and it will grow them and push them out. And this took quite a while to figure out because it involves a lot of the details of how these mushrooms grow and what they check for to be able to grow. Because we want these blocks, right? But the cap is going to get in the way and it's going to replace blocks, and there's all kinds of complexity. But it's really nice because we want lots of these blocks. We're going to build essentially a mushroom-style castle up there, so... And I don't know, like, I feel like I haven't seen many designs for automatic mushroom stems. What the heck? Come on. Finally. It's really random how these grow, because they can grow very tall, and if it tries to grow tall here, then it won't work. So it's eating away quite some bone meal, but that's okay. Like, that's not really a precious resource. So, decently happy with this. Kind of want to build a mushroom farm here to just get more mushrooms, but whatever. Anyway, I think we'll should probably do that. Yeah, let's do that. Do I know regex? What do you mean? Like, is there a person called regex, or are you asking if I know regular expressions in general, or what? So yeah, we're running low on actual mushrooms. The cap blocks, one stream of cap blocks is being pushed out over here. Then you can just come here and mine them all out, which we should do now because it's getting full. That's an awfully weird question, and the answer should be reasonably obvious. Asking that kind of question without context, by the way, is really weird, because people name themselves after that type of thing. So, like, if you're asking if somebody knows it might as well be a person who just has taken up a name related to regex. So you just mine these down like this, and you don't do that. This was also designed for survival, yes. I have been, I don't know, like, if you're from one of the raids, you probably don't know much and you don't follow me, but, like, I've been extremely busy and, like, my time has been taken up with a lot of other stuff. So I've not had much time lately to sit around and design stuff in creative and stuff. So when I've come into my streams, I've done so with lots of ideas, but very little specifics. So that's why I've kind of made these. So what I did for this one was I looked up the details of the requirements for a mushroom to grow and how they grow. And then like I came into survival and built it that way. It actually started out with brown mushrooms, and it went very poorly. It was much more complicated than that one is, and involved TNT duping to get rid of the cap, and which wasn't precise enough. And also, I might just one time have blown myself up. Yes. Are you in the I hate regex group or very useful? They're very useful, but people misuse them for things they shouldn't be used for. So I guess a bit of both. It's very etho, it does the job and very well, but not completely polished / optimal. And involved dying a lot on the way. Etho doesn't die that much, does he? I get the other parts though. Yeah, I do. Okay, so anyway, like there was a name villager incentive for channel points open a while back before, because we were filling up the system with villagers. There are a bunch, let's see. There are a bunch of names. Yeah, let's do the names that we have and put them in the system, and just hope that they survive. It'll be great. Oh, I left my name tags over here. Just don't. Well, I don't agree with that. Like, regex can be fine to parse HTML if you know exactly the format. That's not what I want to take here. And you want to use it for something like really temporary, right? I want to quickly, you know, nab a bunch of data out of this one particular document. Then it could be correct. It's just not a regex is not a parser. Okay, let's go. So my brother loves this roller coaster. I don't know if like Thomas has probably gone to bed, but he would love these. There we go. And off you pop into the fun machine. Have a good time on the roller coaster. I just want to use this as a temporary solution. Famous last words. Yeah, but I have actually seen like people attempting to implement full language parsers using regexes, and it's like in a professional setting, and it's gone extremely poorly. So like, yes, I definitely understand why people would be in the dislike category. Sure, let's just do that then. Did I get the? Yeah, I did. There you go. Off you pop. Oh, they're just plain ones left. So one fun detail here is that the entire place is staffed with only swamp villagers. Slurp, 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 slurp. So like these guys, we don't really want them. The good thing here is though, like we're trying to figure out what this button does, and like they all seem to go on a vacation or something. So I don't know. We still haven't really figured out what it does, but I mean, at least he's gone on a vacation, so I guess he's happy. That's probably good. You know, at some point when we've pressed this button enough times, surely we'll figure out what it does. Surely. Tricky, very tricky. Okay, so one more. That one's done. Roller Coaster 1 is really good value. There you go. See ya. I have filled the entire system once, and they have almost completely been replaced since, let's just say. So what's this button again? Yeah, I don't get it. Look. Well, at least they left. I mean, I guess maybe they just don't have the patience to sit around for a lot of button pressing or something, like button testing. You can't blame them, right? Sit around for button testing or, you know, go on vacation. Yeah, can't blame them. Really. You know what? I'm just gonna buy some more. I think we're pretty okay here. Maybe I can showcase this system too, because that's fun. Yeah, let's do that. No. Rip. Oh, poor Dave. I'm gonna buy a stack of apples. We might as well, because we have. Why did it suddenly become super slow frame rate there? What is my frame rate? This is awful. 25. Yikes. Why? All right. Sure, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna leave a bunch of these here, but basically I mostly want to showcase this system. This is also, I built a zombification system in Season 2. Thomas has built this one. It has some similarities in that it will zombify all of these and then immediately splash them all with weakness. So that I can just go around and... oh, I'm already at 1. Really? Okay, I don't need to do that. We'll do another one just to demo it. But yeah, he built this one. It's really nice. Which one do I do? Weapons... Armor, probably. Let's do armor. Why isn't there a lever here already? You know what? I'm gonna put them all in a place. So now I'm leaving these apples here, so there's... Really? I stepped on the lantern just as I placed it. Anyways, that's the interface to the system. Someone gargling. Yeah. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to pull down my volume a little bit because this is very noisy, but it's fine. So we're here in the armor section. What's my price? We got 56 emeralds for a protection book. That's not very nice. Let's do that. I mean, this guy has a very bright helmet, but he is drowned with a trident. And he's doing his thing. Yep, that's how this goes. A little fun little quirky system for this. You just end up with like a bunch of like stacked up tridents in the ground. It is really cool. So in season 2, because Skiz built the library we were using, and it was like a fancy building, but they weren't like really well positioned. I had to do some really creative thinking to be able to make a zombification system, so I ended up using several baby zombies that could run out and like kill them and then run back, but they could reach spaces where they were stuck. There's one left. Can't really see. Okay, you're not done yet. I'm gonna go sleep just so we can see better. Drowns zombified villagers with a trident. Yeah, they are killing him. So, instead of being killed by a zombie type thing, they get zombified. We done? We appear to be done. So I'm gonna bring out these. Let's do that. So they all get splashed, he gets pushed back, and we just do this. And this is why I lowered the volume, because this is very, very loud. That's like an enemy sound. My enemy, I might have pulled my enemy sounds back up. Yeah, I've pulled the hostiles back up, that's why. But yeah, and then that system was really cool too. It was super complex to make it work, but it was fun in the end. And it was one of those really nice redstone projects because it's like has unique challenges, and you have to come up with something new. You can't just go, oh, I'm gonna copy a Numbon farm or something. You have to actually think by yourself, which I really appreciate. So that's that, but apparently, oh, I put away all my emeralds. Duh. But right now, what I wanted to do was buy name tags, which I had apparently already zombified and de-zombified enough for it to be 1. Let's repair this, why not? So I'm just gonna buy a bunch, because I'm probably one of the people who have the most unlocks on these, so the best prices. Wait. Why are you not restocking, my dude? I have no idea about the drown sound effect. This black magic that I don't I don't follow fully. Where does the purification sound come from? The zombie biting the golden apple? I guess it's a magical reaction or something. Okay. It is approaching midnight here, so I think we're gonna wrap up here. I kind of want to chill until these actually zombify, or un-de-zombify, I guess. Oh yeah, we also have wet things and shooty things categories. They're great. Yeah, sound designers are always amazing to me, because the things that they can do, like, you can't really synthesize sounds as you can with like imagery. So like a lot of their stuff is just modifying existing and recording sounds and actually doing physical things to sounds. It's amazing to see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up here in this. Okay, I'm actually gonna pull my sounds down because that's a lot of stuff. Groaning and gurgling and whatever. But yeah, this has been fun. I'm glad I got to help Thomas with a build too. There's a nice little second segment, and I have not done building in quite a while because building is one of those things that require more planning than I've had time for lately. So I think the next steps here are probably figure this dang thing out in creative and build it, and then I'll probably move on to some other build stuff on the server. Gas or recording of Dinnerbone Cat? No, it's not. It was not built Dinnerbone. And Dinnerburn was not involved in that at all. I know the story though. Whoop, whoop. Alright, so these are dezombifying now. It shouldn't be long. Let's figure out where we take this party next. I am going to be streaming tomorrow as well, which should be really fun because tomorrow we're starting the sort of challenge. I'm going to team up with Bruno, and we're going to run the April Fool snapshot and try to actually... Time to edit the wiki? Yeah, it was the sound designer, which I believe might have been C418. Like that's what I've heard anyway. Like it's all hearsay. There's no actual details. Yeah. Anyway, tomorrow, me and Bruno, and we're gonna run the April Fool snapshot and do a you know, actual attempt at completing that thing, which should be interesting. Is that actually the case? Yeah. So let's see. Who is online? Who's doing things? Let's do this. This will be exciting to watch. I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. So that will be tomorrow, my normal stream time. If you want notifications or you don't know when I stream and stuff, feel free to join my Discord. There's an ! Discord command. That's a cool place to be anyway.
Yay.
I'm going to refund all the things that didn't get named today. Sorry about not getting through all the villagers, but that's just how it goes. We are going to head off to Nicolian, who is in his hardcore world today, I believe. I'm actually going to double check that he's not like wrapping up or something, because I've done that a couple of times. Or we did like raided Thunderfall and completely mistimed it, so that we were actually like raiding him exactly when he ended. So yeah, he's doing his thing. Let's go on to there, and yeah, it'll be fun. See you tomorrow. Show up. Have a good time. Catch you later.